Alright, guys. True Detective Season 2, Episode 1, The Western Book of the Dead. Quickly, I'm going to be talking spoilers. Just if you saw my reviews for the first season of True Detective, it's going to be kind of the same thing. I'm talking about each episode and just breaking it down. So if you haven't seen it, watch it. Otherwise, don't watch this video because I'm probably going to spoil some stuff. Nick Pizzolatto. Nobody knew whether he could, hit lightning twice, or if the first season of True Detective was kind of like a one-and-done thing, or it was just like the perfect pairing of his ideologies with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, or if he could, kind of recreate that for season 2. I know a lot of people were not. The expectations for season 2 of True Detective were absolutely phenomenal, just insane. Everyone's been talking about this show. I personally have been watching the trailers, and I just didn't care. I loved the first season so much. I was so into it. It's the first show that I've ever sat down and just every single Sunday for 8 weeks just watched every single, right after, right as it aired. And I loved it, and I was so into it. And the stuff for season 2, all the promotional stuff, the casting, I just don't care about. So, with the first episode, did it kind of reassure me that maybe he can do it again, or did I feel the same way as I did when I saw the promotional material? Honestly, it's kind of a mix for me. I did not love this episode. I thought it was good. It was good. I didn't think it was as great as the first season. Now, here's the thing. I'm only judging this one episode, and at the end of the season, I will talk about the entire show. Because, the screeners have been out for the first 3 episodes, and you can't judge an 8-episode story by the first third of it. It could kind of start flat and then just escalate. Or, because, the first season definitely started really strong and then kind of fizzled out towards the end, in my opinion. So maybe this is the opposite. Maybe this is kind of fizzly at first, and it just becomes overwhelmingly great at the end. I don't know. But this episode didn't really do it for me. But there were things that I did love. This time we have a cast. You have Vince Vaughn as... I do not know all these characters' names yet, so I have my phone here. He's Frank Semien. He is a kind of a gangster, entrepreneur, business type person who's trying to get straight. I don't care right now. Vince Vaughn's awesome. He's a great dramatic actor, especially if you look at some of the stuff he did in the early 2000s and 90s. Don't care about his character. Taylor Kitsch plays Paul Woodrow, who's kind of he's a war veteran, and he is a highway patrolman who is put on leave after a rumor starts that he had essentially solicited a blowjob from a woman that he pulled over. Again, Taylor Kitsch is a good actor. So far, I don't care. Rachel McAdams is Annie Buzzrides, she is a tough woman detective who is into weird sex stuff. Her sister is a porn star, prostitute thing, and her dad is a hippie. Again, don't care. And then we have Ray Valcaro, played by Colin Farrell. This is where this show got me. Colin Farrell is this kind of drunk... He essentially kind of stepped into the Matthew McConaughey role. He plays a drunk detective who his wife was raped, and his son, who is probably 10 or 11 years old, he doesn't really know if it's his legitimate son or if it's the son of the person who raped his wife. He is a drunk, and he is also in the pocket of Frank Semien, the mob boss. So he is this first episode, I kept finding myself getting kind of bored, but every time Colin Farrell would pop up on screen, I was instantly invested. He is the best part of this, and I hope that continues because the stuff that he is doing is really cool. It's really dark. It reminds me of that first episode, and it's what I wanted from True Detective. I hope the other characters end up like that. I'm not saying it won't. For this first episode, no. Basically, this first episode, it's just setup and character development. You have Ray Valcaro, who you learn is this kind of troubled detective who is in the pocket of Frank Semien, and he is basically doing all of his dirty work while Frank tries to legitimize himself. They're going to be building a rail system through California, and he basically wants to go legit. It's the mobster's dream to not be a mobster anymore. And it's so far, We don't get a lot of story. It's just a lot of character development. Annie Bezrides, we get that she is kind of a bitchy, and I say that in a good way, because it's not, she's just this hard kind of bitchy loner independent woman detective who has this fucked up family, and one of the things we open with her talking about her sex life with somebody, and it's weird, and they never say what she was doing, but it's just strange, and you get the off-putting kind of feeling to it, and then she immediately heads out to bust what could be an illegal porn ring, what could be a prostitution ring, but it's not. It ends up being legit, and her sister is one of the people that is basically masturbating on camera. So we know that her family is kind of fucked. And then Taylor Kitsch, who plays Paul Woodrow, is this kind of highway patrolman who pulls over a woman who is in like a hot red sports car, and she has an ankle bracelet on, and she basically tells him that she will blow him if he lets her out of a ticket, to which we don't know if he did or did not do it, but the rumors start within like the police circuit, and he's put on an absence. But there are scenes with him and his girlfriend where he cannot get sexually aroused, and he's having to use Viagra. So there's always this kind of like subtle hint that he might have actually done it. We do not know. Yeah. As for story, it's just a lot of like scenarios with characters. There's this one incredible scenario with Colin Farrell, who, again, like I'm saying, is the best part of this episode. His kid is wearing, his kid's kind of. One, his kid does not look like him at all. It's a kind of overweight, red-haired kid, and it's not Colin Farrell's kid. Like, you can tell that. And he's wearing red Nikes, and kids bully him. And Colin Farrell, who does not have custody of his kid, he gets kind of visitation rights, goes to drop him off something at school, and learns that the kid's shoes have been destroyed. So in a kind of drunken fury, Colin Farrell, like, just very sternly takes, Ray Velcaro takes the kid and, like, his own kid, and kind of threatens him into telling who the 12-year-old that screwed up his shoes are. To which Colin Farrell goes to the kid's house and holds the kid in like a headlock while he beats the shit out of his dad with brass knuckles. It's crazy, and it's one of the most powerful sequences in the entire episode. It really it was the thing that I was like, man, like if the rest of the show can continue to be like this, great. There's the scene, if you watch the trailer, where he has the ski mask on, he goes in and he essentially beats the shit out of someone. That's so far what he's doing, is just like beating the shit out of a lot of people. This episode, yeah, it's not, I don't know what to talk about story-wise, because I don't really know what the story is until the very end, when a dead body shows up, and it's kind of in the jurisdiction of all three of the detectives, Rachel McAdams' character, Taylor Kitsch's character, and Colin Farrell's character. So I feel like through episodes 2 and 3, we're going to start getting more story. Right now, I'm iffy. Obviously, I'm going to keep tuning in because I love True Detective, but I don't know. So, The Western Book of the Dead, I'm going to give this one a 7.5. I think that's the lowest score I've given True Detective. I'm watching out for Colin Farrell, but as of right now, Season 2 didn't start off with a bang the way I wanted it to. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you like listening to me talk about True Detective, comment down below to give me your thoughts on this episode. Give me your thoughts on what you think the rest of the season is going to be like. My Twitter is down below. Follow me on Twitter. I'm constantly talking about movies and the entertainment industry. So, yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.